genetically modified organisms have had their genetic character altered by humans. New biotechnology called genetic engineering is allowing us to change organisms by altering or changing their DNA, allowing us to make any chemical substance that is needed. One form of genetic engineering is recombinant DNA. An example of this is gene splicing. This is when the DNA from one cell is placed into the DNA of another cell. An example that uses this technology is the use of bacteria to make insulin. Remove a section of the gene. Remove the plasmid from the DNA of the bacteria. Using enzymes, cut out a piece of the plasmid and replace with a piece of the gene using either the splicing method or, in this case, using a different enzyme called ligase, which is like a glue stick that glues the insulin gene to the plasmid. Place the plasmid back into the bacterial cell. The bacteria duplicates time and time again to make many bacterias, consuming the insulin gene. The bacteria is now a genetically modified organism because it is a living thing and its genes have been modified or changed. It can now be collected and given to asthma and diabetic sufferers. Another application of this technology is producing anti-freezing strawberries. It is known that strawberry plants grow the best in cooler climates, along with other sweet fruits. But when the strawberries get too cold, they have a habit of freezing solid, leading in them becoming ruined. Many fish live in salt water at extremely low climates, in fact, many degrees below freezing point of their own bodies. The natural substance contained in their blood prevents them from freezing, which allows them to be able to do this. Scientists called for the genetic engineers and have recently worked out a way of stopping strawberries from freezing while still on the crop. Genetic engineers have figured out that cells from fish contain a particular code that instructs the cells to make antifreeze. They have then transferred the code into some strawberry plants to help them to successfully grow in cold climates.
A winter storm that blanketed most of Louisiana in snow and ice, shutting down roads, schools, and businesses, took a toll on the state's strawberry crop. As temperatures rose following the freeze, Ponchatoula strawberry farmer Eric Morrow pulled back the row covers that protect his crop to survey the damage.
Probably got some red berries that we saved and some green fruit, but we lost most of all of the blooms that we had.
It takes anywhere from 21 to 35 days for new flowers to set fruit. So Morrow said it will be the middle of March before he has another good crop of strawberries.
This will just delay it a little bit, and we'll have a lot of berries for our March and April traditional season.
Morrow started picking fruit in November, but he has had to protect his crop for much of the winter. Regina Bracey, director of the LSU Ag Center's Hammond Research Station, said the winter has been so cold that farmers have had to keep their strawberries covered, uncovering them only to pick and spray.
For Eric Morrow, a genetically modified strawberry would be a more effective way to protect his strawberries through the cold season. Without this GMO, his strawberries have been ruined by the freeze that covered his town, which has extended his growing period, meaning harvesting time has been delayed. Farmers in his town have also had to keep their crops covered for most of the winter, meaning producing unnecessary labour and having to keep cautious of uncovering them. Also, the expense of the cold protection farmers were having to provide was making the strawberries more expensive to produce. Due to the late harvesting, Eric Morrow also had the worry of the competition between other strawberry farms and the price of the strawberries at a later time, of which his strawberries would be harvested. If Eric Morrow had have chosen to produce a GMO strawberry, he would have saved money from his cold protection. They would have been ready to be harvested on time. It would have been less of a hassle for himself, and the strawberries would have been up to date on the day the strawberries go on sale. These problems that Eric Morrow faced define the positive implications that a GMO can offer to a farmer. On the other hand, for Eric Morrow to produce a GMO strawberry comes with negative implications as well. For example, genetic engineering introducing foods can import dangerous new allergens and toxins into naturally safe foods. Many people also believe that when a new gene is inserted into any new organism, there are positive effects which can lead to unpredictable changes in the pattern of genetic function. There is serious concern about the dangers on using genetically engineered viruses as vectors in the generation of transgenic plants and animals. This could destabilize the genome and could possibly create new viruses and dangerous diseases. Sometimes when the scientist has transferred a gene from the species of fish called the Arctic flounder-fish, the strawberry grows with a shockingly blue appearance. The blue appearance was completely unintended, and the anti-freeze properties have worked. But the problem with the blue strawberry is society second-guess the strawberry and don't feel safe eating a discoloured fruit. The implications of this technology on strawberries for society affect people in different ways, depending on their view on the environment. For farmers, the positives outweigh the negatives, but on the other hand, for the buyer, the one who is consuming the product, would most likely rather a more natural, untouched food, meaning the negatives outweigh the positives.